Yeah, you know what? We thought we had the advantage in the post, so we really tried early and often to get it in there, but we weren't trying to force it. And that's one of the things that we've struggled with this year, is when we come up with a game plan, we just try to force it on the first pass. And I thought the first play of the game was excellent because we had patience. We came off of 2 screens, then it came down to a single pick and roll, and Liz gets a layup. It was exactly what we had worked on. Shay, actually, my assistant, put that in after watching film. Was like, hey, I really think this can work. And it worked for us often. And it's something that we thought coming into this we were going to have to do, and give a lot of credit to our kids because they actually executed the game plan.
Liz, this was probably your best game of the season so far. How did that feel finally getting that one game that finally clicked and getting that breakthrough for your senior season?
Honestly, it was huge. I definitely feel like not just me, but the whole entire team. We needed this big win for us. Just keep working up everything he's been preaching and just keep elevating to the team I know we can be. So it was huge.
And to make this simple, so we don't have to keep passing back and forth. If you want to go with questions from me, and then I'll leave, and you can have Liz answer as many as she wants. Is that okay? All right. Yes, sir. Well, it's always important. It's something that, it's been a great battle every year we play. I've told our kids it's always been a game of runs. It does not matter. 3 years ago, or whenever it was when we played here, I think they were up 11 going into the 4th, and we come back and win. And it's just the way it is. It doesn't matter where anyone's ranked. Not in a game where you've got 2 teams that are 65, 70 miles apart, are competing against each other. I say it all the time at home, and I hope the local paper here will note it. I mean, I don't know if there's been a game in the 16 years now that I've been a part of it where one of these 2 teams have not been ranked. And more than half of them, I think both of us have been ranked, which I think is a credit for what women's basketball in this state has been for the past 16 or 17 years. Because to be 60 miles apart from each other, and to both of us putting out competitive teams every single year, is a credit to both programs, both athletic departments, for caring about women's sports. Just look at both of our volleyball teams. I mean, it's just not one. It's when you have athletic departments, athletic directors, and presidents that care about women's sports, this is what you can get. And it's pretty impressive. So we know coming into this game, it's always going to be a lot of emotion. And our fans, we know the importance to our fans. And it's something we take great pride in. Now, at the same time, winning this game is not going to put you in the Sweet 16, the Final Four, whatever it might be. We've lost this game before and made it to a Final Four. So the ultimate goal is to be playing as far in March as you can. But yes, this is an important game, but it's not going to define UK's season. There's no question, because they are a very good basketball team.
I think it was 2009 was the last time you both teams were out there. I'm pretty sure. But I guess for you guys, talking about, just taking those incremental steps this season, how much do you feel like they took a step tonight or today in this game?
Well, again, I mean, our issue, it's not just we take steps every game. But we are the proverbial 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 2 steps, and we can't get anywhere. We look really good, and then we'll do some things that it just mind-boggling, scratchy. And then all of a sudden, it will flip, and we're right back looking fantastic. So we have to get to that point where we can eliminate the areas when we have self-inflicted wounds. I think we just have a lot more self-inflicted wounds than we've had in the past, but they're all correctable. And I see us working to continue to fix those. And that's staff included. I mean, you know, it's just as much my responsibility to make sure they're in the right spots for press offense as it is theirs. And we're trying to teach the game. I mean, we're up 16 or 15 with 2.5, 3 minutes left. You can't go under ball screens. There's not enough possessions in the game for them unless you give them the extra possessions. We had 2 or 3 that we took shots with like 20 seconds on the shot clock in the last 2 minutes when we're up 15. Unless it's a wide open, uncontested layup, that's not what you want to do. So that's just teaching and continuing to watch film and learn. But I'm really proud of them because this was a game that we needed. We needed to come on the road and play someone and get a win because we have had a pretty damn hard schedule, and we have just not had that success except at Belmont. And I think today is a chance for us to continue to grow.
Jeff, you hit 1 of 15 threes and win the game by 14 points. What did that say about your team?
Well, I let my assistants be in charge of the three-point shooting. I was in charge of the free throw shooting today. You know, so I can't do that anymore. Isn't that right, Liz? If you want to play, baby. You got it. Yeah, thank you. Really good answer. No, I was proud of it. You're right. I mean, we were 0 for 8, I think, in the first half. And we have a 17-point lead. And I think that's where we're trying to show our kids that we don't have to rely on one aspect of the game to be really good. And we knew the 3-ball was not going in, so we kept pounding it inside. And then we hit pull-up jump shots, which were really big. And I mean, it's one of the, I can't remember when we ended up 1 for 15 from 3 and still won a basketball game. And so that's one area. And all these games are teaching points. I go back to our Gonzaga game where we got outscored on second chance points 24-3. And the game goes to overtime. You know, and I'm like, guys, any other game I've ever played, if you get outscored 24-3 on second chance points, you normally get beat by 15-18. The game goes to overtime. So our first possession defense has been good. It's just being able to rebound the basketball. And tonight, the same thing. We give up 22 second chance points. We've got to get better at that. We've got to get better at rebounding the basketball. But I'm really proud of the resiliency of this group. Sorry for my stuttering too. I've got a head cold, and when I got a head cold, boy, it's brutal.
You'll get over it.
No, our Achilles heel has been our defense. We have not defended like we have in the past 16 years. You know, we normally, if you go back to our Elite 8 game, you know, I think we went 4 minutes without scoring in the fourth quarter with a 56, I think it was 56 to 52. We're up 4, go 4 minutes without scoring, but we didn't allow Michigan to score either. You know, we used to hang our hat on. We're tougher than you. And that's what we're working on. We got to get back to that. But I thought the first half, we defended extremely well. So I know it's in us.
Coach, on the rebounding 44-35 edge, you got especially good efforts out of Olivia and Morgan. Just talk about the rebounding.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we have to continue to do. I mean, Morgan comes up with 7 offensive rebounds. She was a huge part of that first half. You know, I think she had 3 or 4 in the first 3 minutes. And then the offensive rebound she comes up with on Haley's missed 3 there in the fourth quarter, and stick back was a huge basket as well to just keep our distance. So yeah, I was really proud with that. I thought Liz was battling in there also. She comes up with 3 offensive rebounds, but really proud. I mean, Liz is, she's grinding. She's grinding. There's areas she knows that she has to continue to work on, but she finished around the basket tonight. She made a huge, about 12-footer on the left baseline, which is what she makes in practice. She's really good at that.
Coach, I came in a little late, so hopefully nobody asked this, but you know, Coach Elsie, you obviously coached her in AAU ball. Is it weird coaching against her, or is it make it even more fun, a little more competitive? What's that like?
It's not weird, and I really can't say I did a whole bunch of coaching. You know, when you've got Yukari Figs at the point guard, who was the point guard at Purdue when they won the national championship, Marita Porter from Butler, played at Ohio State. Shay Lunsford goes to Western, plays in the league. Kyra, and then my sister. I just stayed out of the way. You know, in a few games we lost, I got in the way. So, no, I'm excited for Kyra. She has done a great job. I've got a ton of respect for her. She's a good person, and that's, in this profession, you can hang your hat on that. You know, when someone's a good person, because you're out there competing, recruiting against each other. I'm trying to win this game, she's trying to win this game, but at the end, I've got the utmost respect for her because of how she does things and who she is.
3 of Kentucky's starting 5 ended up with just 3 points on the night. Can you talk about how much of an emphasis it was to take away Kentucky's biggest threats?
Now, I'm sorry, who ended up with what?
I said 3 of Kentucky's starting 5 ended up with just 3 points. Can you talk about how much of an emphasis it was to take away Kentucky's biggest threats?
No, I mean, we tried. I mean, now 3 of them had 5, but we did give Benton 20, Shear had 18, and Petty had 11. So, you know, we did a great job on those 3, but, you know, and I'll tip my hat to Maddie. I mean, she was one that I was going to back off and make her score the basketball. She passes it so well. She's a pass-first point guard. And I was going to try to make her score the ball, and she did. So you've got to tip your hat to her.
With Haley starting out slow on the offensive end in this game, how important was it for the confidence of the rest of the team to be able to score the basketball and jump up the lead y'all jumped out to?
Well, it was really important, which I think shows the depth of our team, and that's one of the things that we preached and talked about. We need everybody to just be able to do their job. Liz can score around the basket. She's great at a face-up. O is going to battle. I mean, Marissa Russell came in, hit 6 points and 7 boards in 16 minutes, had 2 assists, 0 turnovers. Nyla Harris goes 3 for 3. Mikasa, who hadn't played practiced all week since her concussion at middle, was cleared to play and goes 8 for 10 at the free throw line. So players came in and did things that they need to do. And to go 33 of 39 at the free throw line is fantastic. And I'm really proud of them. And I think we had one where we missed and actually got the ball back, which I'll go back and look at because, as I've told you all, I'm not the percentage free throw shooting is not that big of a deal for me. It's the number of points you get. You make the first, you miss the second, you get the O board and stick it back up. Well, you got 3 compared to 2. Because if you make both, you're not getting the O board. So I always go back to see how many possible points we had. And I think we got an O board in scoring. So, yes. I didn't coach the turnovers either.
Last question.
Is that you?
Jeff, you held Jada Walker 1 of 8 shooting. What was the strategy in playing her?
Well, we knew we were going to have to guard her. I've got the utmost respect for her. She really played well to our place last year. And she is a dynamic scorer that can score the basketball. We were trying to use length on her, which I thought was really effective. Morgan did a really good job early. She got by her, she blocked her shot, really caused her to shoot contested shots. So it's very good. Any question for Liz quick before we gotta go? Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
But she looks good. Take pictures. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
One of the things we talked about was just sometimes having you come off the bench to see the game a little better, have a few minutes. You're kidding. Tonight as a starter, or today as a starter, was just kind of motivating you to get that early start and be so productive early.
I think the biggest thing for me that helped me just start and be effective, just knowing that hey, I know what to do. I've been in this game before. I played here 2 years ago, and y'all be out there making that big shot for us. I played last year. I know what this game is about. I know how much it means to the city, the whole state. Just everybody should just stay out of my head. Just know hey, you know what to do. You know the game plan. Just try to execute.
He still stays by himself.
It's how much confidence does a performance like this give you moving forward and just going through the rest of the season?
It just gives me a lot, because I know every single team we're going to play is different, but just knowing that, hey, no matter what it is, I can go out and perform just like I did today is huge. I mean, of course, there's still areas I got to get better at. I can contribute more on the rebounding end, but just seeing how I played tonight, it made me world.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And my song.
we had